A lackluster performance by VGK in a 3-0 loss to the Maple Leafs in Toronto last night. What a way to get this roadie started. Our recap next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. And, of course, subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Of course, it is Thursday night football time. Check out the odds at FanDuel.com.
It's already Thursday.
Is that amazing? I got home in time for the show. It took me like an hour and a half to get out of the Paris hotel and here to the home studio.
Appreciate F1 being here. Happy to be here.
Oh, my goodness. They built a temporary bridge right there on Audrey Lane. You had to go behind the MGM. And you know what, folks? Just be kind there and let people in and out. I know it's frustrating. VGK. Oh, we're talking about some hockey today. VGK shut out for the first time this season. It was a 3-0 shutout defeat to start off this road trip. Now VGK heads to Ottawa tonight. Joseph Woll, superb in net for the Leafs. We talked about how well their goaltending was doing. The defense looks pretty good. This could be their year that they win at least one game at the end of the season in the playoffs. So he stopped 31 shots on goal that he faced last night, and then goals by Fraser Minton, his first NHL goal. William Nylander gets in the act, a goal, and Partis Holmberg, an empty netter. On the Minton and Nylander goals, Alex Pietrangelo, late arriving defensively on both of those goals. And this was a game that not really was on Adin Hill last night. And Hill got the start. We'll talk about why Samsonov is starting tonight. But Adin Hill in net last night for VGK.
You said lackluster. That's how you open. I don't think it was lackluster. I think the Golden Knights. No, I don't think it was a lackluster game. The Golden Knights did a great job standing up for one another. A lot of physicality. I'm sure we'll get deeper into those hits and perspectives in a little bit. But I thought the Golden Knights did a wonderful job of supporting each other. Thought they generated scoring chances. I thought Adin Hill had a great game, possibly his best game of the season. A lot better than the Flames game, which was the shutout a little while ago. He gave the Golden Knights the best opportunity to win. And say it again, Adin Hill does appear to be turning a corner right now. So full credit to Adin Hill, and we'll see where that goes. As far as Pietrangelo's concerned, again, hockey stat cards.
Pietrangelo, paging passenger Pietrangelo.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. That's actually about the best way anyone can possibly put it this side of State Run Radio, I guess. You go on Twitter, hockey stat cards. This isn't me and Tony's perspective of what's happening with Pietrangelo and Noah Hannafin for that matter. This is, however, hockey stat cards, very noteworthy source that grades individuals' performance every single game. It comes out moments after the game is over. Every single player gets a grade, left or right, basically. I don't completely understand all this, all right? I'm not a major stats guy. I'll be the first one to tell you, but the farther to the left you are, the worse you are. When you're on the bottom, that means you had a bad game. Noah Hannafin and Pietrangelo have been on the bottom of the bus for weeks now, it feels like. And they were the worst two players on the hockey stat card, and it showed. I mean, on that second goal, Pietrangelo, VGK's on the PK. You got to be smarter than that. Have to be smarter than that. And then Pietrangelo and Hannafin both just leaving the front of the net wide open when the Leafs got their scoring going. And something else I want to point out real fast. The Leafs improved to 6-1 without Austin Matthews.
Yep. So they have all sorts of firepower on this team. They are really good.
Depth. They have depth.
They are good. The Marlies beat the Silver Knights last night. A couple of big hits in this game, a couple of big ones there, Chris. Grebekin on Shea Theodore on the boards, and then the Zach.
Was that the kid's first game too? That was his first game, right? The kid that got the rookie lap that did it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It was
pretty awesome.
I
Pretty
know.
awesome.
Look at how deep they are. Hey, VGK, you know what? You can talk a lot, but you better build that farm system like them. Just go model yourself after the Marlies. This Toronto team's pretty darn good. I think they could definitely make a run this year. I do. I really feel good about it. But talk about the White Cloud hit.
Yeah, we'll
Talk
go in
about
reverse. I definitely want to get the Theodore hit too. So, White Clouds. Let's start with the brutality here. Eye for an eye. Theodore takes a questionable hit. We'll talk more about that in a second. White Cloud delivers an old school response. So, old school hockey isn't go after the guy that hit your guy. It's go after a good guy on the other team. Matthew Nyes became the target, and Zach Whitecloud eliminated him. Let's call it what it is, guys. Let's be honest. This is part of what hockey is. Matthew Nyes was eliminated with a clean hit. Ruled a major on the ice. NHL, Toronto takes a look. Whitecloud comes out of the box. Somehow the Golden Knights finish that situation on the power play. So Matthew Nyes, young player, you never want anyone to get injured. I make sure I'm saying this the right way here. I'm not rooting for anyone to get hurt. Matthew Nyes got to keep his head up. Zach Whitecloud. I thought it was Braden McNabb out there, honestly, the way he lined him up. Yes, there's head contact, but head contact is allowed if you're not A, targeting the head, and B, if you're just square and you're not moving your shoulders trying to, like I said a second ago, target the individual's head, you're good. The only concern I had when I saw the hit in real time and then a couple of replays, I thought Whitecloud might have left his feet before the hit happened. But when you watch it slow down, you saw that it was just basically the explosiveness after that carried him up. So NHL got that one right. And Whitecloud, I mean, listen, he's got a mean streak to him, but he's not going to leave his feet and just try and.
That's his biggest hit. That by far is the biggest hit I've seen out of Zach Whitecloud.
Oh, no doubt. But he's got an edge to him.
Like
he has a quiet edge to him, I guess is what I was trying to say.
Okay, no, that's for sure.
What about Theodore now? I want to talk about Theodore.
Can we talk about Taylor Swift? I couldn't believe that they went to a sideline report and all they talked about was Taylor Swift last night.
Shut up.
Okay, so the Shea Theodore hit. What about that hit?
All right, so listen, here's what happens on
What's
the
Cassidy's
Theodore
favorite Taylor Swift song?
He actually
Style?
he actually said it. He actually said it in the presser.
Is there a song called Style? Well, I don't know where
yes, that was what he said, actually.
Is that it?
All right, okay. Back to work. Knock it off, Tony. Let me mute you. All right, so watch the Shea Theodore hit. What I did was on Twitter, they have this cool function where you can either slow things down or speed things up. And I actually started speeding up all of Cassidy's pressers to like 1.5 speed. It makes it go by so much faster when you're trying to take it all in. But I slowed the hit down a couple times to basically 0.25 speed. And Theodore has the puck. He's in a dangerous place. Let's start. He's in a weird place. He's already about 3 feet-ish off the boards, which can be a dangerous area. The player from Toronto comes in somewhat square, but from the side. It's definitely a collision that both players are expecting. For whatever reason, Shea Theodore makes an absolute rookie mistake. It's the equivalent of skating with your head down. Shea Theodore turns his body almost like he's trying to shield the puck, which if you're in an even situation where both players are still, that works. When a player is skating full speed at you and you turn, that player has already started the process of hitting you. There is nothing the player can do to avoid that. If you watch the hit, I think the Toronto player could have hit Theodore even harder if he wanted to. I don't think he exploded into him as much. But long story short, Theodore turns his body to the side. You go back and watch it in real time now. The process of the hit's already started. When you turn your body like that, you are putting yourself, Shea Theodore, in a dangerous situation. So I'm good with no call on that. I am curious if there is a look today from Department of Player Safety, because obviously if that's the case, then what I'm saying is wrong right now. But I don't think Department of Player Safety is going to look at it. And Shea Theodore made a terrible mistake turning his body like that. And I know he got cut open a little bit on the play. Hopefully no lingering effects from that. And lesson learned.
VGK now has lost 4 of its last 6 games. And as you mentioned,
Toronto's a good team, Tony. A good Eastern
6-1.
Conference team, Tony.
They're very good.
They're a good Eastern
6-1
Conference team.
without Austin Matthews, and the Leafs have won 6 of 7. And that is a solid team. That's one of the better teams I think I've seen this season.
We talked about the
VGK,
goaltending, Tony, really fast. Sorry to cut you off, but you look at the goaltending metrics. That's something you don't get in Toronto. This is something to keep an eye on later in the season.
okay, did we get that in? What about the Taylor
We got it.
Swift metrics? Did we get something? Did
No.
they do a scorecard for her and her songs?
I like the style
okay.
of the Leafs uniforms last night.
VGK 0 for 3 on the man advantage last night. And we've talked about this. We said if the power play starts to fail them, they could be in for some troubled waters. I think something like that you alluded to.
There's a Taylor Swift song that says trouble a bunch of times and troubled waters ahead. I mean, listen, we're really going to do this the whole show, aren't we?
No, I hope
the
not.
Golden Knights, again, there's a lot of season left here. A lot of things can happen, but the narrative is getting etched in stone, terrible pun, more
bad pun.
every time this happens. And it's not just good Eastern Conference teams. I think when the Golden Knights play better teams, they struggle. And it's not, the proof isn't even in that. The proof is in the fact that when the Golden Knights have played mid teams, they've also struggled to come out on top. Utah, Anaheim recently. Like, these are teams that, I'm not saying you're going to go out there and win 4-1 every game, but it would be nice every now and then, wouldn't it?
They would have won if Mark Stone was in the lineup. They definitely would have won that game.
And, depth here, let's talk about this real fast. People are dogging Marchessault right now. He's having a terrible year in Nashville and everything. We don't know what would happen if Marchessault would have stayed in Vegas, and a lot of things might have changed if Marchessault would have stayed in Vegas. But the one thing I will tell you is Marchessault probably wouldn't be as bad as he is in Nashville right now, number one. And number two, that's a pretty good depth piece to have right now as the Golden Knights' depth is being tested. Just what? That was game number 18 last night, I think.
Yeah, and we saw Kolasar in the second line. He's really moved up. Did you see?
Listen, he looks good. In a stopgap situation, he's doing well.
Yeah. No, and
if this is going to last for another month, that's not good.
No, you can't rely on him every night. That's for sure. But Cassidy did mention how much he worked in the off season. So
it was game number 19. Correction, game number 19.
I'm not counting.
11-6-2 Golden Knights, and yet we're sitting here about troubled waters and stuff. Go figure.
How about the rebound control of Joseph Wall last night? Just solid goaltending. And Aiden Hill, though, was back to the flopping days, so he wasn't trying to preserve anything. You were talking about goaltending.
It's funny because I watched Cassidy's pregame presser. And then I had
I was stuck in
Leafs
traffic all day. Thank you, Formula One.
I had the Leafs. I had the Leafs TV broadcast on to start as I was wrapping up my work, and you heard Team Canada brought up a lot. You heard it brought up a lot. And again, I'm not knocking anything right now, but
I am because Cassidy yesterday kept talking about how they had tryouts during the regular season.
I know he did. And my point is, though, whatever the fuel is
with Hill.
Whatever the fuel that is burning in Aiden Hill's mind right now about Team Canada, it's at least helping the VGK game right now. Let's be clear. It's helping. Right now it is. Aiden Hill's playing great. Aiden Hill is playing great, at least a heck of a lot better than he was.
They should bring they should bring players out of the stands to try out. They should just do the whole tryout.
Listen, maybe they'll be motivated, but point being is if Team Canada is the sole motivator right now, I mean, that's a bit sad, but in the same breath, if that's what's getting Aiden Hill to show up to work every day and do a good job out there, and I think he's a good team player too, let's be clear about this. But again, Hill's playing better. And if Team Canada's the motivation, fine, good, whatever.
Coming up next, could we potentially see a goalie fight tonight in Ottawa? You like that? I knew you'd like that. Coming up next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Stuff you say.
Tackle the NFL action this season with FanDuel. It is America's #1 sports book, and there is a Thursday night football game that you might be able to enjoy tonight. I don't know, but there's not going to be a ton of scoring. The total was 36 and a hook, and the Steelers favored by 3.5 in Cleveland in this rivalry game. Right now, new customers at FanDuel can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. And the FanDuel Sportsbook gives you everything that you need on the app to place live bets on NFL all in one place. If you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com and check it out today. You can join there. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That is FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel. It's an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. And we are also brought to you today by Gametime. Gametime, with the new feature called Gametime Picks, makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. That's right, it filters out all the fluff. It shows you only the incredible deals. So that is tremendous. Check that out. They have the super deal. They have seat views before you buy, lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, job loss protection as well. And I hope that no one loses their jobs around the holidays. That is rough. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry when you have your Gametime ticket coverage. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets today with Gametime. Download the Gametime app and create an account. Check it out. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Use that redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Golick, what time is it?
Game time.
Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. We were really lengthy in that first segment. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. Of course, don't forget to please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel, where sometimes you can find on a Saturday the Chris and Chris Jr. show, and Fridays are WTF. That is what the stinking Friday. We are going to have the grudge match tonight. It's on in Ottawa. Maybe the goalie matchup with Ilya Samsonov going against Linus Ullmark will spark VGK in some sort of way. Yesterday, this rivalry started to heat up. After Samsonov, we thought he might get the start last night, but we should have read those stinking tea leaves. I hate that term. Okay. In any event, it heated up yesterday. Samsonov asked if he was disappointed for not starting against his former club, and he said, no. Tomorrow against Ullmark, my guy. Now, to set the stage, remember that Ullmark was saying that he questioned why Samsonov was in net as Toronto played against Boston, their former teams. He said watching Samsonov, he said that it felt like Wall, who we saw last night, was so much more in charge. This summer, then, it took another turn. NHL Network had Ullmark listed in the top 10. I think he was the 10th best goalie. And then 10th best goalie in the league. And on Instagram, Samsonov stirred things up. He said, like in other words, mark November 21st. Keep your blankety blank shut. Or are you injured again? Could get wild tonight in Ottawa.
It was definitely a cruel summer between Ullmark and
Is that a Taylor Swift song?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
You're
definitely. Listen, I don't know what Samsonov was thinking there. He was a Golden Knight for 5 minutes and flapping his jaw on social. Nothing good can come of that. It gives some good comedy, don't get me wrong, but certainly, here we go. The Golden Knights, let's look at the situation right now. Golden Knights are going to be gassed. Last night's game against Toronto, again, I thought the Golden Knights played a decent game. I don't know if they deserve to win necessarily, but I don't think it was as bad as a 3-0 score dictates. Hot goalie, whatever. We talked about that in the first segment. Go back and watch it. But all those hits, all the physicality, the draining factor that they did get shut out 3-0 to open up the road trip. That's a concern. And that game took a lot out of the Vegas Golden Knights. A lot of gas. They are gassed after that game. Now you get Ottawa, who does have some speed. They are a run and gun type of team that can get up and down the ice pretty fast. And this does not bode well. And now, by the way, Samsonov gave Olmark some bulletin board material. So now you have that going too. So it's a very tough situation for the Vegas Golden Knights going against the Ottawa Senators, who have not been playing all that great themselves. 3-game losing streak against Philly, Carolina, and Edmonton. Off last night, waiting for the Vegas Golden Knights to come to town, who probably got there late last night, and we'll see what Vegas has in the tank. I mean, back-to-back scenario. Golden Knights are going to come out of the gate probably for the first 5 to 8 minutes pretty good. After that, slowly but surely, the Golden Knights are going to lose some energy, and that's when Ottawa will have an opportunity to take advantage.
I thought, post-game presser last night, Cassidy definitely took a shot at the veterans and AKA
he named Pietrangelo to start. Well, he didn't name him, but he got Pietrangelo first, and he had all the best.
He dragged him pretty good.
He did. And he should have. I mean, what's he supposed to do? What's he supposed to do?
But why is everyone telling me how great Pietrangelo is? And he's not had a great season. He's had a good offensive season at times, but defensively, I always seem to see him late in the picture. Always.
Well, and listen, we talk about Pietrangelo being able to chew up minutes and play a responsible game at key moments. Penalty kill is one of those key moments of the game where you need to be really responsible. So if you're going to go and jump into the play, you better be blankety blank and sure, WTF and sure, that you're going to be able to get back, or you better get that goal. Because if that doesn't happen, it's an odd man rush. And I think Coach Cassidy called it a practice or a scrimmage 2-on-1 or something like that. Like, he just kept firing shots about that. And
and he should have.
Listen, Cassidy's got a spicy side to him, and that's part of what got him out of Boston, who just fired their second Jack Adams coach in a short amount of time. That's another weird situation that I'm sure we'll hit at some point down the road. But it's, can Cassidy get them out of this mess right now? And
he thinks they're lousy.
Mark Stone shouldn't be the only answer to this problem.
No, and Cassidy himself last night, I forgot what the question was, but he just answered, you think we're really going to improve like in 24 hours?
Well, the comment was, I think, what are you going to work on? And there's no practice or anything. That was Cassidy basically being nice and saying that's a stupid question.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was.
I've been there. Trust me, I've been there with him. I understand.
In 24 hours, the team's just going to get better. He knows that they're lousy right now.
Well, he did break it down, said how they're going to watch the start. I mean, he did break it down pretty nicely after that, though, about how they're going to watch the goals, they're going to watch I mean, it was actually a good breakdown after he was a little pissed off about the question.
Oh, no, he's phenomenal. He's very good and very direct on anything except for injuries. Back on October the 25th, VGK had that 3-goal explosion in the third period. They were down 4-3 after 2, and then it was Hurdle and Kolasar and Barbashev on the
Nevada Day game.
Well, that was something else. That was one of the best responses. Well, the best response I think we've seen this season.
That was the turning point also of, I think, Aiden Hill. Aiden Hill was having a rough season. And then in about the second period, early in the third, that's when Hill seemed definitely turn things around as well. So a lot of good came out of that game. But the reality is that a middling Senators team almost gave the Vegas Golden Knights their first home loss. Golden Knights are plus 132 tonight. There was an interesting line shift yesterday. Golden Knights, I think when we looked during our recording, thought the Golden Knights were like plus 105 or even plus 110.
Yeah,
that game finished even money or minus 110 on both sides.
No way.
That game Vegas money came flying in yesterday. Money came flying in yesterday.
Did you throw some cash on this Canadian team in Toronto where Taylor Swift was playing?
I mean, I bet the Leafs last night. I'll be honest. I bet the Leafs last night.
To.
I got a 10% boost with the local sports betting house. I was happy. I was thrilled. I got even money on the Leafs last night. That was an easy bet. I mean, I like money. Okay. Sorry.
Your boy Alexander Holtz is having a miserable time too. And what line changes might we see tonight?
I think Holtz might go to line 5 and Morelli could draw in tonight.
Morelli should draw in. I think
Morelli can draw in. Ronbjerg was sent down. That was very quiet yesterday. Ronbjerg played in Henderson last night.
Oh my gosh.
Morelli, I believe, according to Puckpedia, is still up. Let me verify.
He's got to be up there,
Yeah,
right?
Morelli is still up right now. Cal Burke, we already talked about Cal Burke. Let's just spend a second here real fast. I thought Cal Burke was okay last night. I liked his speed on the puck. Cassidy talked pregame. He's on top of pucks a lot. I thought that was a fair statement. Cal Burke learned early, though, that you can't stop just inside the blue line and try and shield the puck, and it almost led to an odd man rush the other way. But I thought Burke's game was fair last night. I could see Morelli drawing in either for Burke or for Holtz tonight.
This is going to be fun to watch Samsonov tonight. I'm just looking forward to this. And him and Olmark, obviously the goalies get pretty close, in their pregame warm-ups. I'm sure they'll be chirping.
They do.
Yeah, they'll be chirping a bunch. So
they might.
They need to start this nighttime minus coverage a little sooner tonight.
Nighttime with the free. It was a free thing last night. I think anyone could have watched it, and I think the broadcast was actually pretty good last night. I think I only buffered once.
Yeah, it was actually okay.
Well, that's good.
I compared it to F1 traffic on the way there, and then it actually surpassed everything that we thought.
So are you driving with your, never mind, I'm not going to say that. That's irresponsible.
That would be irresponsible. Coming up next, whatever that means, we have our locks of the night and our predictions.
Irresponsible.
Stay with us right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. Over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less, at least 2 players, for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long at Prize Picks. Again, the best place to get real money sports action. Prize Picks invented the flex play, and that means that you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks does not hit. And you can definitely check out everything there because Prize Picks is very safe. You need to check it out because it's fast, it's safe, it's secure. And when your picks hit, you get your money in as quick as 15 minutes, which is terrific. Sign up today. You'll get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. You got some NFL action tonight, so good time to check it out. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Welcome back on this Thursday edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
Thursday.
Casco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. I went yesterday. I did not play. I didn't play pickleball, but I'm not a big fan. There's a new place there on St. Rose called Chicken and Pickle that you need to check out. It's a bar. You can eat in there. Food was good, and then you can play pickleball. But it's massive.
You can play pickleball. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Have you seen it? Have you seen that place?
No, I've heard of it. I heard about it. I've never played pickleball.
Just my life, though. You have played or you have not?
Never once.
So, 3 people that were with us in our group, we had a meeting there and then a little activity where people play pickleball. And 3 people there, had ACL injuries from playing that stinking sport. And I said, there's no way. Yeah, they had all sorts of injuries that they've sustained by playing that sport. In any event, that's right. We're talking about hockey today on this show. Today. Of course, don't forget tomorrow, WTF. Saturday, the Chris Jr. show, the YouTube exclusive. So I am going with 5-3 Ottawa. They should put up odds on whether or not there's going to be a goalie fight. Now, that would be phenomenal. The 2 goal scorers tonight, he'll be, I'll go with Korzak and I'll go with Howden. Korzak and Howden. They need somebody. And I was going to say, Kolasar will be on the first line tonight because he's just moving up with a ball. He'll be in net probably sometime during this road trip. VGK's fourth line. Look at what it's reduced to. You have Schwinn, you have Pearson, and you have Burke. That's the fourth line. That was the fourth line last night. I mean, what?
And the blender was out again too. So I mean, who knows what the lines are going to be today?
It's not going to be great. What did you say the betting line was? Did you have a line, an early line?
Plus 130.
So minus 140-ish?
Ottawa. I got it right here.
No, not plus
Wow,
1.
wait, hold on a second.
All right, hold the presses.
Vegas is plus 132 tonight in Ottawa.
Okay. Yeah, they should be. Wow. They should be. Tail end of a back-to-back.
That's a lot.
Yeah, they tried to rig
some value. Oh my God.
You think that's good value for VGK?
I think it's great value for VGK.
I think they might play better. I think they'll score a goal tonight at least. Okay, what are your picks?
Don't blame me for the bad blood between Olmark and Samsonov, but I think the Golden Knights are going to leave the first 2 games of this road trip with a blank space.
What do you mean?
That was 3 Taylor Swift. That was 3 Taylor Swift songs, Tony.
Oh, another reference. You're phenomenal.
That was 3. Come on, that was a hat trick. I got the hat trick.
Why would that be a sideline report that she's there in Toronto? I don't understand this. Enlighten me.
2-1 Ottawa.
Go south.
2-1 Ottawa. I think VGK. It's one of those games where they're kind of right there and just can't find a way to get that last goal. 2-1 Ottawa. Eichel, Dorofeev. I'm just throwing, at the wall, just guessing right now because I really don't have a good read on what players are going to step up tonight. I mean, it'd be nice to see. What a night if Pietrangelo can bounce back and get some goals or something, or Hanifin. I mean, those two really need to be challenged or separated. I mean, someone asked me what the Golden Knights should do with the defensive line, with the defensive pairings. I said, blow it up, change everything up. Just
and like what? Korzak on the top pair.
No, I thought I said. I'm trying to think what I said right now. McNabb, Pietrangelo, I think was the first line.
Okay, fair. Hanifin 2 or 3.
Hanifin 3 with White Cloud.
Okay,
and then what's left?
Theodore
and Korzak.
Yeah.
So blow it up. Okay. Who knows? What do you got to lose?
I don't know. Bruce was not very confident about his team. I will say that heading into tonight. Did not seem to be very confident. Are there any more Canadian tryouts? Anyone else on the team? And why were they promoting, like the poster last night that they're promoting for their first leg of this trip, 5 games on the road? They have this Swedish guy. He's not even Canadian. Like he was like on the poster to promote it.
Allison?
No, the other IKEA guy. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget, tomorrow is WTF. We like everyone out there, of course, to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel.
Well, let's lose tonight. That WTF's going to be real spicy tomorrow.
We appreciate our everydayers. Oh, I'm sure Taylor Swift references.
No, I'm done. I got enough today. I got out of my system.
Saturdays is the Chris and Chris Jr. show. Get lined up for WTF Day tomorrow. For my man, Chris Golick, I am Tony Cardasco. I'll be stuck in stinking F1 traffic again. I almost said something else. F1 traffic again today, and I'm sure that'll be a WTF segment in its own. For my man, Chris Golick, Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas, have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights, and please take care.